Lines on stomach: the causes and how to get rid of them. Sharing is caring. 0. Shares. 1. Share. 2. Tweet. 3. So you just noticed some horizontal lines on your stomach and you're mad, Lines on the stomach are usually formed by sand or bowel movements. They can also be caused by all kinds of things, like eating too much salty food, drinking too much water, and even biting your nails. Here's some info on what causes them and how you can get rid of them. Stomach lines may be unavoidable, but they don't have to remain that way. Okay, let me explain. Lines on stomach: what the real causes. Stomach lines are caused by a number of different things, usually one of them being your bowel movements. But, they can also be caused by eating too much salty food, drinking too much water, and even biting your nails. Stomach lines can be formed very fast or very slow depending on what has caused them to form in the first place. I read an article where this man ate way too much beef for dinner and he had stomach lines all around his stomach. The lines on his stomach were so bad that he ended up going to the hospital for it. Thankfully, he didn't have a disease but rather a virus. However, if you happen to have a problem with your digestive system, then more than likely you're going to end up with pretty bad stomach lines. So, I want to tell you some of the worst things that will cause these lines on your stomach and the cures for them. 1. Excess salt in food. Have you ever bitten into a hot dog that was just too salty? Or what about drinking pop that has just too much sugar in it? Both of these things can cause stomach lines. And if you do them both at the same time, then you're going to have a bad time. The thing is that they both cause your mouth to water. Then, when you swallow the salt from the sausage, it will mix with the saliva from your mouth and your stomach will be full of it. Your stomach will push its way out of your stomach and you'll get these lines. The cure for salty foods is to avoid eating too much of them. Drink more water or pop so that your mouth doesn't water so much from eating a salty food. I've seen people that literally put so much salt on their pizza that it looks like it's bleeding out of the side of the pizza. If you've ever seen this happen, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. 2. Carrying too much weight. The second thing that causes stomach lines is carrying too much weight. You can have all kinds of health problems if you carry too much weight. Diabetes, sleep apnea, high blood pressure, heartburn, and even cancer are sure to follow if you're overweight. So, it's very important to not carry all that extra weight. There are many diet programs that you can stick with, like eating healthy foods like vegetables and fruits. You can also cut back on your sodium intake, and exercise more. If you're older, then don't even think about it because you're out of time. You should start to think about getting into shape when you turn 30 or 40 years old. 3. Constipation. Stomach lines are also caused by constipation. It's very common in adults since they no longer go to the bathroom as much as they did when they were younger. This may be caused by all the medications they take in order to relieve the pain in their joints or other parts. Sometimes these medications even cause constipation. However, most adults that have stomach lines do not have any problems with their bowels. The problem with stomach lines is that they tend to get worse over time, which is what all of the medications for joint pain are designed to do. So, if you experience constipation, then try eating more fiber or drinking more water. 4. Eating too much. Eating too much food on a regular basis can cause stomach lines. Your digestive system has to push more food through your intestines while trying to digest the largest amount at the same time. Anything that slows down the digestion process is going to allow these lines to form. 5. Too much water, excessive fluid intake. Water intake is also a cause of stomach lines. So, if you tend to drink more water than usual now, then you can probably expect those stomach lines to form over time as the water builds up in your gut and causes a blockage. As a result, it will push the contents of your digestive systems out towards your sides, and that's why you see those lines forming around your stomach. 6. Too much exercise. Too much exercise can also cause stomach lines because you're pushing different parts of your body in different directions, and if it gets out of balance, then you'll start to feel uncomfortable, and that's when you'll start to feel the pain in your stomach. Are stomach creases normal? The short answer is yes, they are normal. They are just lines that form on your stomach. However, they can be caused by something different than what most people think. For instance, I read about this lady that was doing exercises in the gym at work, and she was complaining about having lines on her stomach after each workout. It wasn't until she started to see a doctor that the cause of the stomach lines became known to her. She was having pains in her back, so she went to see a doctor who prescribed some medication for her back pain. So, Instead of taking the pain medication, she noticed that it did make her stomach feel better. She did some more research on the internet and it finally clicked for her that yoga was what had caused these lines. She eventually realized that all of the yoga postures were straining her back muscles, which is why she started getting stomach pains after doing them. How to get rid of fat lines on stomach? The best way to get rid of fat lines on your stomach is by losing weight. It's true that some people can change some of their diet habits and lose weight and still have stomach lines. But, for the most part, you're going to want to lose weight in order for this line problem to go away. But this doesn't mean that you'll just sit around and mope while you try to lose weight. You need to find a way that will help you lose weight while minimizing any pain that may occur from it. Because remember, you're going to need your stomach muscles in order for them not to hurt anymore after doing these exercises. The good news is that there are exercises that will go a long way towards helping you lose weight and relieve any pain caused by losing weight. These exercises are also great at strengthening your stomach muscles, which will help prevent any pain in the future. So if you're one of these people, then here are some ideas that may work for you. 1. Strengthen your stomach muscles with these exercises. It's important to remember the two main muscles in your stomach, the intrinsic and the external oblique muscles. The internal oblique muscle is what controls how much air moves up into your lungs to be taken into your mouth for breathing. But, this muscle is normally covered by the external oblique muscle. So, if your external oblique muscles are very strong, then it's going to be harder for you to move that air into your lungs. So, it's important that you do some exercises that will strengthen this part of your stomach. Something like doing these exercises about once per week should be just fine. The truth is that strengthening the internal oblique muscle will not cause those stomach lines to go away, since those weight loss exercises are just going to damage those internal muscles as well as the other ones. So, you need to do both of these exercises in order to get rid of those stomach lines. 2. Try these sit-up exercises. Sit-ups and abdominal exercises are also effective for strengthening your stomach and reducing those stomach lines. The problem with sit-ups is that they're very hard on the spine and the neck muscles. So, it's not very wise to do them too often because you'll start hurting yourself as a result. You can hurt yourself even more by doing sit-ups with weights as well as doing crunches, as these two exercises are even stronger than sit-ups. The reason for this is that they put more pressure on different parts of your neck muscles and spine. However, you can do these exercises by using a stability ball. Stability balls are great because they help your body balance itself out and they won't roll around like normal balls would. You can't use a normal ball for this exercise because it's too round and it will tend to roll. 1. Exercise 1, Ball Sit-ups. Lie on your back with your arms out to the side with your palms facing up. Have someone place a yoga mat under your head so that the back of your head is on top of that yoga mat and that you're not on a hard surface. After that, have a stability ball placed under your lower back and have that part of your body resting on top of the stability ball. You can also request for a person that is keeping a watchful eye on you to take the safety strap and wrap it around your thighs so that they're going to be holding onto it after you get into the starting position. This is because this exercise works best if you're lying flat on top of the ball for this exercise. However, you will need to raise up partway through this exercise because otherwise, you'll probably roll off the ball since it's moving around too much without your body weight on top of it. When you're lying in the starting position, make sure that your upper body is in a straight line with your lower body. There should be no curve in your back when you're in this position. Make sure that when you're doing this exercise that your neck and spine are held in a neutral position with no back curvature at all. Try to breathe normally while you're doing this exercise. This means that every time you push up, only go about 6 inches off the ball until it tires out your stomach muscles. Then, go back down so that it can recover by resting on the ball again until the next time you raise up for another repetition of pushing yourself upward off of the ball. It's important to keep your hips on the ball during this exercise. So, if you find out that you're not doing this, then try to correct yourself by trying to hold your hips tightly against the ball. Make sure that you're breathing normally while doing this exercise and only use light weights if you want to do it with weights at all. If you end up using heavy weights for this workout, then you'll end up straining your neck muscles instead of working on your abs. 1. Exercise 2, Ball Crunches. To do these crunches, you're going to need a mat underneath you and the stability ball that we're using for this exercise. When you're doing these crunches with a stability ball, make sure that you have a person helping you out with this exercise. That person can also keep a watchful eye on you because your body will be moving around more than during the first crunch exercise. You'll also need some light weights for this exercise as well if you want to work out your shoulders as well as your abs. The crunches begin by having your lower back on the ball and making sure that it's pressed in firmly against the ball. Have a person to help you with these crunches because not only will they be helping you to keep your position, but they'll also be able to help you out by raising and lowering your legs and getting your torso and legs even closer together or even farther apart. You might want to take a close look at this exercise so that you get an idea of what we're talking about. So, when someone is holding onto your hips, get them to help lift up one leg so that it's sticking out straight in front of you while making sure that the other one is still touching the floor. Make sure that your hips and back remain in a straight line and that they're not curving upward and downward. Stretch out your other leg so your both legs are now lifted up from the floor. Lower your torso down to the ball as far as it can go without having any part of your upper body touching the floor. If you want to, you can place one hand on top of the ball while you do this exercise, which will allow you to have more balance for this exercise. This is a different exercise, but you should try them both out if you're looking for a better way to get rid of those stomach lines that are bothering you so much. 3. Try to lose weight. When you lose weight, no matter what type of weight loss plan you use, then the fat that's under your skin will start to shrink. So, when you lose weight, then that will help to reduce those stomach lines in order to get rid of them. This is also one of the reasons why many people have been using waist trainers when they're losing weight. It's been proven over and over again that a good waist trainer, in addition to a good diet and exercise routine, can help a person lose a lot more weight in a shorter amount of time than if they were just going at it on their own. So, if you're looking for a way to get rid of those stomach lines, then you might want to give a waist trainer a try. Different types of waist trainers can be used for different reasons. If your primary reason is to get rid of the belly fat, then you should consider getting one that is meant for that specific purpose. However, if your primary reason is to reduce the size of your thumb, then there are waist trainers out there that are designed for that purpose. You don't need to use it all the time either, because it's not like you would wear this thing all day long every day. You'll probably only need to wear it when you're going to sleep, during the day when you're watching television, or while you're sitting around for an extended period of time. The reason you wear this thing at night is because that's the time when Mother Nature takes care of your body by flushing out all of the toxins and other bad stuff inside your system while you sleep. Final thoughts on lines on stomach. I really hope that your question, why do I have a horizontal line on my stomach, has been answered. A lot of people are quick to blame genetics when they're looking for an answer to this question. But in reality, it's very rare for someone to have a stomach line unless you're one of the few people who does have a stomach line or lines on their belly. So, in order for you to get rid of your stomach line, then you're going to need some type of workout plan in addition to losing weight if you happen to be overweight. I hope that this article was helpful, and good luck.